Assalamu alaikum to all of you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qala Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair. So today we are going to start the quiz competition preparation of Unit 4, subject Bio 5090. What is digestion? Digestion is the breakdown of the large insoluble food particles into small insoluble food particles, which happens in like from mouth till to the small intestine. The process of digestion occur, which helps with the help of enzymes to break down the larger food particles into the smaller food particle, and this process is known as digestion. Here are two types of digestion. The one is mechanical digestion and the second one is chemical digestion. So mechanical digestion, which involves physical breakdown of food substances into smaller, like our teeth, and in stomach the muscular movement of the muscles, called as mechanical digestion. It helps in the mechanical digestion. And then the chemical, which involve all the chemical substances, the enzymes, like different proteases enzymes, lipases enzymes. So it helps to all these enzymes helps to break down the specific kind of food substances, and the like HCl, which produced in stomach, also helps in the digestion of protein. Next comes the structure of teeth. So a single teeth has three parts. The one is crown part, the upper part, and under which we can say the enamel or the dentin part comes. Then neck contain the pulp cavity, and then the last part of the teeth is root part, which contain the blood vessels and cementum. There are different names and the numbers of teeth. The front teeth, when we open our mouth, so in the lower and the upper jaw, the front four teeth are basically called as incisors, and totally in upper and the lower jaw combined to form 8. Then canines, total 4. Next to the incisors teeth, the pointed teeth called as canines. Then comes premolar, again 8, and these are the teeth which after canines and before molar teeth. And the molar teeth are total 8, which are the flat teeth, and they are basically present at the end of the both upper and the lower jaw, which basically help in grinding food particles. These are some of the shapes of the different teeth. The one is incisors, you can see the flat, and then canines pointed, then premolars with two roots, or say with single roots, and then molar with 2 or 3 roots. The function of incisors teeth is to cut, canines to tear the food particles, premolar and molar they both help in the grinding of food substances. What is peristalsis? So the muscular movement which happens due to contraction and relaxation of muscles is basically called as peristalsis, and which starts in alimentary canal from oesophagus till to the small intestine. As you can see in the diagram, like how the bolus moved from one point to the next point by the muscular contraction and relaxation. What is ingestion? So ingestion is intake of food. What is digestion? It's breakdown of large molecules into smaller. What is absorption? So when the digested food particles starts to move into the blood and starts to absorb into the blood to just provide us energy, this process is called as absorption. What is assimilation? So uptake and use of those food molecules by every cell for to perform different activities by the cell, called as assimilation. What is digestion? It's passing out the undigested food particles as feces out from the body. Then comes the function of different parts of alimentary canal. The first one is mouth, then oesophagus and stomach. So mouth, as I have told you in the very earlier slides, that it helps in the mechanical as well as chemical digestion by releasing mechanical through teeth, and then chemical digestion with the help of salivary amylase, which basically released by saliva. Esophagus, it helps to pass the food by the process peristalsis into the stomach, and then stomach where digestion of protein occur. In mouth, actually digestion of carbohydrates occur, but in stomach only the protein, like stomach is responsible for only protein digestion by releasing different enzymes, proteases. Then function of duodenum, pancreas and liver. Duodenum basically receive pancreatic juice and bile juice, which also lowers down, which also alter the pH. Like when the food comes out from the stomach, it's with lower pH, so it increases the pH of food toward alkalinity. Pancreas, it releases pancreatic juice, make insulin and glucagon. Then liver, it helps to make the bile, digested food, which helps in the digestion of food. And also assimilated here, like glucose is stored as the glycogen, and deamination of amino acids also occur in liver. Then there are the different functions of enzymes in alimentary canal, like carbohydrates, it help by amylase enzymes, which helps to break down into the different into simplest molecules, like lactase, maltase, iso maltase. And then protein by proteases enzymes, like which further pepsin, trypsin, peptidase enzymes, it helps to convert into the smaller substance that is called as amino acids. And then fats are basically broken down by lipases into the simpler fatty acids and glycerol. What is the function of villi? Villi is the finger like projection in small intestine, which helps in digestion by increasing the surface area, and at the base of the villi the different enzymes releases, so which helps the digestion more easier. Next, this is like the structure of villi, where you can see the blood capillaries, lymphatic capillary, and then the thin epithelium. All the amino acids in glucose, it absorbs into the blood capillaries, and fat and lipids, it's absorbed to the lymphatic capillary, and then further it transported into the blood and then whole body. So absorption of water and mineral salts occur in the large intestine. Next of unit 4, the next chapter is transport in mammals. So this is all about the structure of heart and the circulation. So what is the double circulation? Human circulatory system is basically known as double circulatory system. It has two separate circuits, once the blood passes from heart, deoxygenated comes in the right atrium of the heart, and then right ventricle, and from right ventricle through pulmonary artery it enter into the lungs. After purification from lungs, it enter again into the left side of the heart, left atrium, and then through pulmonary vein, and then to the from left atrium to the left ventricle, and then pulmonary, it enters into the pulmonary arch and then supplied to the whole body. So this makes the double circulation. So as it's written, the blood passes through the heart twice. Between the heart and the lung is the pulmonary circuit, and then between heart and then other organs is the systematic circuit. In systematic circuit, basically the oxygenated blood is supplied to the whole body. What is the difference between the arteries and the veins and capillaries? So arteries are basically the blood vessels which are responsible for carrying oxygenated rich blood away from the heart, except pulmonary artery. And then veins, all the veins carry deoxygenated blood from body back to the heart, except pulmonary vein, which carry oxygenated blood and carry from lungs and enter into the left side of the heart. Then capillaries, the whole body, it contain a network of small blood vessels called as the capillaries, which deliver the absorbed oxygen and nutrients and other substances. Next, what is the function of the bicuspid, tricuspid and semilunar valve and where present in the heart? So all bicuspid, tricuspid and semilunar valve, they all helps just to prevent the backflow of the blood. Fine. And then Tricuspid walls are basically present between right atrium and right ventricle. Bicuspid walls present between left atrium and left ventricle. And semilunar walls are present between aortic arch and pulmonary arch. What is the function of pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein? So as I have told you that all arteries carry oxygenated blood except one, that is pulmonary artery. So pulmonary artery carry deoxygenated blood and move from the right side of the heart to the lungs for purification, and after purification pulmonary vein carry that oxygenated blood and move back to the heart from lungs. Which ventricle has thicker walls, and give the reason? So the left ventricle has a thicker wall because it has to transport the blood to the whole body with a higher pressure, with a large amount of pressure. So that's why as compared to the right ventricle, the left ventricle has the thicker walls. What are the coronary heart diseases? Angina, that is basically the chest pain, then heart attack, atherosclerosis, thrombosis, arteriosclerosis. These all are the coronary heart diseases which associated due to the sedentary lifestyle and due to unhealthy diet, and also it could be due to gender and age factor and stress and smoking. So all these are the risk factors which basically causes the coronary heart diseases, and we can overcome it by doing diet healthy, by taking healthy diet, by exercise. Next, what is the tissue fluid? So the minute spaces which are present between tissue cells contain a colorless liquid called as tissue fluid. So that was all about transport in mammals, and also nutrition in mammal